you. Hey everyone, Michelle McConaughey here. If you are watching this, like and subscribe. I want to show you some video from last night. This is video of the fire at the Raleigh Convention Center. We want to get you caught up on everything you need to know.
Viewer videos really help us tell the story of what's going on downtown. Brian Schrader's in the live center. Brian, you have some new viewer video.
I do indeed. Let's take a look at that right now that is attached to this. If we could take that video right now. Hold on just a second. Julia, are you there? Yeah. Can I talk with you on the air right now? Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang on just a second. I got Julia Milstead, City of Raleigh spokesperson. Julia, busy night for you tonight. What can you tell us about the video that we're seeing right now and what happened at the convention center?
Well, it has been a busy night, but thankfully, the good news is that no one was hurt. There were no events going on at the convention center, and the fire, I'm told, is out. I don't know what you're seeing. I'm not looking at the screen right now, but I was told by the fire chief that it was contained and put out. Thankfully, no interior damage to the convention center. This was damaged mostly to the roof. The cause is under investigation right now, but they do say that it was a natural gas incident. So something to do with the natural gas line. The gas has been shut off to the building. And again, they're working to determine what caused this fire and looking right now to figure out how much damage was done to the roof.
The big story, or the big headline from what you were just saying, no interior damage to the Raleigh Convention Center.
Mm-hmm. No interior damage, nobody hurt.
Any idea about how this may affect things that are scheduled at the convention center in the coming days and weeks?
That's a good idea. I just got off the phone with the director of the convention center, and they're trying to figure that out right now. They've got somebody down there. They are making calls. So, and you know, this is a busy time of year. So they're just trying to figure out the extent of the damage on the roof, the impact to the building because of that, you know, the gas line. And they'll be working with, you know, the people who have events scheduled there and trying to figure out what's next.
And you said earlier, you told us security was in the building, but they were able to get out safely.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly how many, but there were a couple of security officers inside the building, and they were able to get out quickly. And thankfully, nobody was hurt at all, and that's the best news that we could possibly have.
As we're looking at video of fire crews responding there really at the height of all of this, and of course Salisbury Street, McDowell Street, all of those streets were blocked. I assume that it's safe to assume that it's going to be blocked for quite a while down there.
I would assume so, at least for the next couple of hours. You know, we had fire station number 1, which is right downtown near Nash Square. They were the first to respond. And then there were 2 others that responded. So we had about 50 firefighters on scene, along with Raleigh police officers directing traffic. So they'll probably be down there for a while, so folks will want to avoid that area.
And the shimmer wall is still shimmering. I mean, I had a friend who texted me and said, seriously, if something happened to that, they'd be really bummed out, because it is such an
shimmer wall.
Yes, it is such an icon, such a landmark in downtown Raleigh.
Yes.
Gerald Owens is in the other studio, and he wants to ask a question. I'll have to relay it to you. Hang on just a second, Julia.
Yeah, hey, Brian, ask Julia. I'm pretty sure she was with us in 2017 when we were covering that massive fire with that apartment building. What does she remember about that? I'm sure this brings back memories of that for her.
Yeah, Julie, we've been talking in here tonight about how this is so reminiscent of the Metropolitan apartment fire in downtown Raleigh back in 2017. Compare that, because you were here covering it, with what happened tonight.
I don't think you can compare it. Yeah. I mean, the 2017 fire was the worst fire in 100 years. And that went on for hours and hours, and there was glass shattered all over the streets. And yeah, I got called out to that and to cover that. But no, there is no comparison. This was out within like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, and we were also talking about when that apartment fire, which was under construction at the time for those who were new to the area, it was something that you could see for miles around downtown Raleigh. A huge, huge fire did damage to buildings across the street. It was an enormous mess in downtown Raleigh. Nothing like that tonight.
No, nothing like that, thankfully.
Yeah.
We have some brand new information from the city of Raleigh. Brian Schrader back in the live center. Brian.
Yeah, just moments ago, we heard from Julia Milstead, spokeswoman with the city of Raleigh. She says this all started around 9:30 this evening, and she says it is a natural gas incident on the top of the Raleigh Convention Center, there on the roof. She said that the cause still is under investigation. Some fire crews are about to leave, but obviously this is still a huge response from Raleigh Police and Raleigh Fire Crews. About 50 firefighters responded to this call. She says that no events were happening tonight at the Raleigh Convention Center when this all started. And she says that security was inside the building, but thankfully they made it out safely. And at this point, no injuries have been reported. So that is brand new information.
And that is good news that no one has been hurt. Brian, thank you very much. WR's Willie Danley is down there on the street as well. And let's go to him now live. Willie, what can you tell us?
Well, Gerald, we just arrived here. We're standing right next to the Raleigh Convention Center. You can still see some of that smoke coming from the rooftop. From this vantage point, we have a pretty nice view inside of the convention center. We've seen a lot of firefighters working their way up the staircase to get to the roof of this building. Now, here in downtown Raleigh, they do have several streets blocked off as the firefighters are working to get these flames extinguished. We're standing right next to McDowell Street. If you're heading in downtown, this is definitely an area that you want to avoid. I'll show you this. If you get a look at the street over here, or even over this way, you can see all of the police and fire presence that are here in downtown Raleigh. There also are a lot of people who've come out from their apartments just to get a look at this, because you don't see a response like this very often. They are still working to get more water here. I'm looking at them now on the street right now. We are going to continue to remain out here and keep you up to date with how this fire is going. Back to you.
All right, Willie, thank you. If you just joined.
Brian, that they are. They're kind of digging in, getting ready for what is likely to be a very long night of keeping an eye on this very big building, making sure no sparks, no flames restart this blaze this evening. You can see the fire crews have pulled back here along Cabarrus Street, and really we're down to that core right in the middle of McDowell Street, right in front of the shimmer wall, right in front of where we saw the highest flames earlier this evening. Over the last 30 minutes, we saw some of those hot spots starting to get extinguished, occasional puffs of white smoke coming from the roof of the convention center. It's probably been a good 10 minutes or so since we've really seen a significant puff of smoke come over the roof of this building here. That a good sign as these crews are working to try to contain this fire, and as they're keeping eyes open for any remaining hot spots at this point. We have seen a lot of folks finally able to take a break, take a breather within the last few minutes to get some water, to get some food, and to appreciate the effort they put in this evening, making sure this fire, as bad as it was, as dramatic as it was, wasn't any worse. You're in downtown Raleigh. I'll send it back into you guys in the studio.
All right, Eric, thank you.
Ken, thank you. We are staying on top of that developing story in downtown Raleigh. Right now, firefighters are monitoring for hot spots after the Raleigh Convention Center caught fire. This is a live look at the convention center right now, and it's kind of hard to see because the shimmer wall is turned off. The fire sparked around 9:30 last night on the rooftop, and you can see video of the flames captured from our tower camera. 17 people were inside the convention center at the time. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
And so we have team coverage this morning. Kelsey Coffey is digging into the impact that this fire could have on events happening later this week at the convention center. But let's go ahead and start with WRAL's Heidi Kirk live in downtown Raleigh this morning. Heidi, you just got an update from the city within what, the past 5 minutes or so?
We did. Just within the last few minutes, we've learned that building inspectors will be here today to assess the extent of this damage. Now, I want to show you what we're looking at right now here behind me. There have been fire crews on scene all night long. In fact, we've been seeing fire trucks coming and going, switching out those crews so they can get a little bit of a rest here. Now, you'll see that ladder going all the way up to the roof of the building. That is where most of the damage was and where that fire sparked last night. And of course, it took a massive team effort to put this fire out. In fact, we've learned that there were 50 firefighters here on scene last night. You can see that here in some of this video that we're showing you right now. Lots of people here as those flames erupted. And we have been monitoring this scene since last night. We had a chance to speak with a division chief who kind of updated us on the latest here. He said it took a lot of teams to come in to put this fire out. Take a listen to what he had to say about it.
They did a really good job getting to it, isolating it. We locate it, we confine it, we extinguish it. And that's what they did, and then everybody else stood by to us get the resources in place to make that happen.
Now, again, everyone's curious what exactly sparked this fire. At this point, we know that it was likely caused by a natural gas incident. But crews, again, will be here all day long, really assessing the damage and trying to figure out exactly what sparked this fire. But the highlights here is that there were no injuries reported, which is really important to note. We're going to continue sticking here on the ground, asking those questions and trying to figure out exactly what happened. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Now, overnight, Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell sent WRAL a statement regarding the convention center fire. She says, quote, "First, given the intensity of the fire, glad no one was reported hurt. Grateful to the 50 firefighters who responded. Convention center is an important civic asset. I hope we can repair damage and have it back functioning normally as soon as possible. We'll all be at City Hall tomorrow and we'll get more information."
As firefighters continue to monitor the scene, we are working to learn how the damage could affect events happening at the convention center this week. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live downtown for us with that part of our team coverage. And Kelsey, the Raleigh Convention Center hosts a number of events on any given week.
Yes, Renee, and several of those events are scheduled for this week. And now the big question is, will those events be canceled or postponed? So we'll give you a look now at the corner of McDowell and Lenore Street so you can see this is a little bit of a different vantage point than what you just saw from Heidi there. But we've got one fire truck and then one Raleigh police cruiser there in the middle of the street. We'll also give you a side-by-side look, courtesy of our live camera network, so you can see the convention center there in the dark. Just an eerie sight to see with the shimmer wall off, especially during the holidays. Now we're going to look ahead to all of those events planned at the convention center over the next few days. A cybersecurity summit is planned for tomorrow and Thursday. A special holiday party is planned for Friday. And this here will impact a lot of families across our viewing area. 2 statewide cheer competitions are scheduled for Friday and Saturday. At least a dozen Wake County high schools will be participating in those competitions. Now, officials say that the damage is contained to the roof, so we're working to find out if there could be a chance that these events could just go on as normal. In the meantime, we are monitoring all of these events' social media pages, as well as the convention center's website. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And here's what we're still working to learn this morning as firefighters investigate. The city calls this a natural gas incident, but what exactly does that mean? And what does the gas company have to say about this issue? And what will they do to stop something like this from happening in the future?
The last major fire in downtown Raleigh was back in March of 2017. You may remember this huge apartment building fire. The Metropolitan Apartments were under construction when they went up in flames. The inferno could be seen for miles. No cause was ever found, but the damage was extensive. 9 other nearby buildings were damaged, including at the Quorum. The Met was finished and opened to residents in 2019. The Quorum reopened later that same year.
And as we continue to follow this developing story, download the WRAL News app, and that way you can be the first to know about any new information we learn. Also, be sure to turn on those push notifications. We'll follow this story throughout the day on WRAL. You can look for coverage from our evening news team starting at 4 p.m.
And now that you're all caught up, find the latest on WRAL.com.